Hello everyone, it's Thal and we're back in the last plague Blight, and we're picking right up where I left off in my stream from this previous day. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and get the stuff that the Hermits of the Divine Flame, or whatever you want to call them, the Devout of the Divine Flame, wanted us to go get from a swamp. Since we've got all of our equipment ready to go, we're pretty good. The only thing we need to do is finish processing off this bear meat real quick, which we're going to do. So we're going to finish processing that off, and we're going to make a nice long trip here. And actually, one thing I'll do real quick is get my shovel. Shovel here, and let me grab a rock as well. Basically, I'm going to level out this little divot next to my campfire. Alright. Because I finally figured out how to sort of level things here. There we go. Alright, now we can level. And it'll flatten the ground basically like we're going to build this floor, and it'll make it easier for me to walk through here. It's one of the things I kind of figured out during my stream. Because ideally I want flatter ground. And basically if you start to build a floor, it'll let you flatten the ground as part of that process. But this is also letting me kill some time while my smoker finishes handling what's left of my meat and stuff, because I don't actually have a way to preserve meat right now beyond smoking it. But there we are. This is one of those things I wish I'd figured this whole flattening out the ground thing a lot sooner. Would have been helpful in some of my previous playthroughs. Alright, so there we go, and we can just click this and just take it apart. There we go. Now, we don't need that anymore. And we can put our shovel away. Cool. Alright, I'll put this rock away. And that will fix this nice divot that we've been having to deal with here. Alright. Oh good, the jerky is done. So let's go ahead and smoke up some more of the fish. There we go. It's all looking good. The other thing I kind of need here. Let's see here. We've got... We could really actually use some more of that red mushroom soup. That spotted mushroom soup. That's what gets rid of the plague. Or the blight, I should say. We could definitely use some more of that. So let's go ahead and boil up some water. Then I'm going to run down here to the forest real quick. Grab some more ginseng and grab some more spotted mushrooms really quick. While that's boiling. I'm going to grab this pine cone. I think another pine cone. We've got a lot of pine cones down here today. These pine cones make a good food source. They're not, like, super great, but it's a little something that you can eat, munch on. It doesn't really go bad. Also gonna need some more dog bane here. We're also gonna need a lot of trees, too. We're gonna have to cut down some trees. Specifically young trees, because we're gonna build, before we go on this adventure to go to the swamp, there's one of the mushrooms we needed right there. It's that spotted red ones. And let's see here. And we also did get the large backpack while we were streaming. So that was a nice come up. Finally get that. But we're going to go finish our... Alright, is that a... I heard wolf or coyote. That's a wolf. I don't want to fight the wolf. Wolves are tough. Those are dangerous. I fought a wolf in a previous stream, and it, you know, killed me pretty quick. Now I'm a little better armed this time. Matter of fact, we can actually go ahead and put my spear in my hand, just in case something comes up. How are we doing on dogbane? We can grab a few more. Grab a couple more dogbane real quick. But I wanted to look for more of those red spotted mushrooms here. Where'd that wolf go? He's wandered. Alright. Okay, now let's keep looking for these red spotted mushrooms. We got blueberry, but there's another red spotted mushroom right there. That's what we need. So, realistically, we want 6 of these things, I think. I'm just going to keep grabbing some dogbane. Depressed, brown, brown. Spotted. We're looking for those spotted red mushrooms here. And you find them in these forests. Here's one. Now, you can also, in theory, plant them. But I'm not real sure, like, the conditions you need for that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need at least one more. There's another one right there. Perfect. There. There we go. Oh, that one gave us 3. Nice. That one worked out really well for us. Alright, how much dogbane we got? We'll grab a couple more dogbane while we're here. There we are. Grab that one. And we'll keep working our way back towards home now. Beautiful. And I'll go ahead and grab this spotted red mushroom as well. Yeah, that was perfect. Alright, so we got more than enough. Now we just need some ginseng. And not to wander through. Well, there's ginseng right there. Look at that. We'll take that with us. Need like 1 or 2 more ginseng, I think. Because we're also going to plant some more ginseng. Back at the house. Alright. Here we are.
Dad, what I made a stone axe.
It's good, bud. My son came up to tell me that he made a stone axe. Alright. So, we've got 150, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then, let's see what we can do about some ginseng here, because we need to cut it up. There we go. So, and let's split this one here. There we go. Alright, there's that. I'm gonna plant this last one just because it's one of those things we're gonna constantly need ginseng now. There we go. It's a little dry, so we'll have to fix that. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this, and then we'll grab some salt. And let's check the smoker. Yep, that fish was done, just like I thought it would be. Throw that on there. There we go. A lot of prep work in getting ready to go on a long journey like this. Alright, let's water that. Beautiful. Just empty this out here. Empty. Yep. Empty. There we go. Put that back in here. Perfect. Alright, now let's grab the salt we need. So I have to keep the salt in the chest here. So I'm going to need 60. There we go. Alright, and that'll let us make some more of this Blight cure-all. I like to keep a water skin full of it. And it's just a general rule of thumb here. Really wish I could make like a bigger smoking rack. Alright, well, while that's working here, let's go ahead and get our axe out. Because we need, I think it's 5 young trees here. Yeah, we need 5 thin trunks, which is going to be 5 young trees. And we need some more rope. So let's go ahead and get the rope, because we got that on us. There we go. And I should really consider making another smoker. Which actually, I think I might go ahead and do that. I got the rope. And I've got meat. And I've got sticks, so. Here we are. There we go. Now that's got all the ropes in it, so now it just needs the tree, or the logs, basically. I'm gonna put this rope away here. Good. There we go. So let's go ahead and fill our red spotted mushroom soup bowl. There we go. Transfer. There we go. I'm going to grab this here. Actually, can I do both? I can do both. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to fill. And then fill. Because basically I've got a bear hide over here that I need to, you know, get into, so if we look at that, we need to get it treating here. And this is going to need a lot more water. What I should probably do is make 2 of these clay bowls. There we go. Yeah, that's definitely filling up a lot faster by doing it this way. I don't know why I didn't think about this the last time I had to do this. Alright, we're going to get this done, and then we'll move on here. And I think in the morning, so that we're going to work kind of through the night a little bit, and then in the morning we'll make our journey here. And I may edit some of this out, just so y'all don't have to watch a lot of the, like, back and forth running to just fill this up and processing of stuff. There we go, we're up to 40% full. At least starting to process these things. Alright. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Alright. How's that looking now? We're getting close. We need it 100% full to really be super efficient. And until we get a bigger pot, basically, which I can't do until I get a better kiln. It's kind of a lot of this back and forth. Or when it rains. When it rains, it also helps fill it up. There we go. And now if we look at that, yeah, now we're at like 66% efficient. Now let's go check our smoker real quick. Yep, I thought some of the fish should be done. Last 2 fish. There we go. How's our spotted mushroom thing looking? So we could probably make one more batch of spotted mushroom soup, I think. So we'll do that here. And there we go. Mostly because I don't want these spotted mushrooms going bad on me. There we go. We're so close. So close. Alright. Yeah, we're at like 90% efficiency there. Nice. So it'll be done in like 4 hours each. We'll go ahead and top it off though. It's really hard to hit the 100% efficiency on the soaking basin. There's like a specific amount of salt you need. There we go. Alright, so we can get this out of our hand. So I've got 4 mushrooms. Means I also need 1 more ginseng. I'm going to put this in here. Go ahead and boil that. Let's check the rack. Feel good. So let's go find another ginseng real quick. Let's see here. That's a blueberry. Chamomile. There's ginseng right there. Look at that. Perfect. That'll be more than enough to make us another set of mushroom soup. Which we can use to even cure our last little bit of blight here. By basically taking a sip out of it. Alright, so let's come over here. So I've got 4 mushrooms, so I'll need 20 salt. Split this. I need 40 salt, actually. There we go. Take that. Put that there. Nice. And we'll do this. Alright. So let's come over here. Put in our mushrooms. 2 ginseng root and salt. And we want to... Well, hold on. I got this. We're going to come to our water skin. We're just going to drink like half. Top off our water a little bit. There we go. And here, we're going to fill that water skin with just 40 units of water. There we go. Have to reset it there. Now we can boil it. There. Alright. Nope, that's not what I wanted. How's this looking? Still slowly coming along on the fish. But we can also go and plant... How's this ginseng looking here? So we need to fertilize that one. I think I have some bones that are ready. Yes, I do. I'm going to throw some more in there to dry. There we go. And let's go ahead and crush these up. This is how you fertilize your plants. You make bone meal. It's basically 70 bone meal per plant that you're going to need. And the good news is, this actually levels up skills. This levels up your herbalism skill, actually. Some of these pine nuts are contaminated. That's unfortunate. Alright. Now our cooking increased. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and fill our spotted mushroom soup thing here. Yep, just transfer all of that in there. There we go. Now, we have plenty of cure for the blight. So we're good there. We'll actually go ahead and boil up a little bit more water. It's kind of a constant thing until you get bigger pots. It gets hard to stay ahead of it without spending a lot of time like this. That's done. Beautiful. And then, this is what I actually wanted, though. See, the coyotes are still prowling around. Okay, we have another tanned rabbit hide. It's done. It's fantastic. Those are looking good. Alright, now, let's go fertilize these plants over here. How's this one doing? Medium fertilization, so it probably needs just 10 more. Actually, I think it needs 20 more. Because I think I only put 50 on each of these. Yep, there we go. And 20 more on this one. Well, actually, let's do 10 and see where that gets us. Nope. It's going to be 20. Well, and we have this one here that has, like, no fertilization. Oh, hold on. Why does it say low? Let's just give it 60 and see what happens. That's medium. Alright. Now, there we go. So we got tuned good, which is fine. Pardon me, folks. I'm going to clear my throat a little bit. Gonna grab this rabbit hide here. Been working on processing all my hides. Alright, so that's all looking good. These ginseng roots in here. Throw this animal fat in here as well. Pardon me, folks. I'm going to go ahead and process these casings just to get them to take up less space. There we go. Not that I'm going to use these sausage casings right now, but I'll get them out of my inventory. There we go. Throw these pine cones in here as well. Throw this rabbit hide in there. Beautiful. Alright, let's come over here. And drink all this water. There we go. Character's all nice and topped off. How's our smoker looking? It's looking alright. So let's go ahead and get ready to smoke this bear meat here. I'm going to go ahead and process one of them. Takes a little while to cut this stuff up. Yep, and we'll just go ahead and do the other one too while we're at it. This is part of why I need another smoker. We're going to see if we can get it all processed. I doubt it. I don't think we're going to have time before it spoils on me. Especially with this stuff being relatively high in blight, too. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and just throw the first couple on there. Yep. There's another bear. Right there. But we're not going to mess with that one. Not to mention it's across the river, so it's not really a threat to us. There we go. I'm going to boil this up. And we're going to, basically, we're going to refill our water skin now that our food's pretty good to go. Alright. I'm going to grab my axe here. It's time to go start getting these thin trunks that we need. These very young trees are what we're looking for. Come on, cut it down. There we go. Trying to figure out why I knocked the pine leaves off. There we go. Now we want to pick that up and take it with us. So these thin trunks have multiple uses. Obviously we're using them to build a raft right now, so that we can travel downriver and get closer to where we need to go for the quest line stuff. You can also use them to make buildings and roofs and stuff, which is part of the reason I've been experimenting with the whole flattening ground system, because I want to find a good spot to kind of build an actual, like, house. And I was thinking up here on this hill, but I actually might end up moving to a better area here at some point. So let's add that. There we go. That's the first tree done. Let's see if these fish are done yet, so we can get a little bit more meat going. Yep, those fish are done. We'll add the next bit of jerky on there. See, this is part of why I could use, you know, a better smoker setup. There we go. You also had some sticks in me. Yep, I do. There we go. Alright. Get the axe back out. Find our next young tree. Thankfully there's several of them around, so it's not too hard to find them. There we go. Alright, so we're going to grab all the extra pieces here, because I'll probably eventually use these to build, like, a roof. Yeah, pick that up. Alright. Because ideally we're going to want a roofed-in area to do some crafting in and stay dry. And then also to protect our, you know, food and other valuables at some point from animals, because the animals can, like, go rooting through your chests and things looking for food. Man, these fish traps are so good right now. Alright, there we go. Just 3 more trees. Alright. Let's see here. How's this looking here? Alright, cool. So we'll go ahead and drink all. Just top off our water bar. And then we're going to fill our water skin. Yep, transfer all that in there. How's it looking? That's pretty close. Go ahead and get one more thing of water going here. That's something else that they should add. The ability to make more soups to this game. Like, I should be able to make some meat soups and stuff, I think. But again, they're still adding stuff to this game constantly. Like, you know, this NPC update was kind of the most recent major update. And they definitely have lots to add. You know, the game's only in, like, super early access. Like, it's only, like, I think, 0.2. It's not even, like, 0.5. And considering where it's at, you know, that's pretty good. I can't wait to see, you know, all the future stuff they do with this game. There we go. There's that. Should also grab this small stone, too. I think it's time I start working towards building a second campfire, just so I can smoke more meat more quickly. Because currently that's what I trade to the NPCs. Since I produce a lot of smoked fish and smoked meat. You know, and one of the things that they'll buy is food. That lets me have a trade good that I produce. Alright. Mostly I just want to finish this raft before we put our character to bed. Alright, we're getting close. Two more. Two more trees. Alright. Let's see here. How's this doing? Yeah, it's only... Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make most of that meat. But let's go ahead and fill up our water skin. Yep. There, that way that's nice and full. Alright. Still be making pine needle tea. But it doesn't. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna need some more firewood too. Go ahead and throw this twig in here. Alright. Let's go get that tree. How's this looking? That's something I can go do with that water. Don't need to drink it right now. We're just going to add it to the soaking hide here. Or the hide soaking. Keep it, you know, mildly more efficient. Actually, I'll just put this back in my inventory. There we go. Alright. Now let's get my axe back out. I saw some coyotes. Yeah, there they are. Right there. They'll give them a wide berth. No need to go looking for trouble. So once you finish the tree, or the raft, I should say, go ahead and cut down this. Yeah. Just grab the stuff here. There we go. So once you finish the raft, we'll put our character to bed, sleep until morning, and then we'll head out and go and get that stuff for the followers of the Divine Flame, or whatever you want to call them. I like to call them the weird hermits that live in the cave. Alright, here we go. We're getting close. This is our second to last tree for the raft. That's something I would also like to see, is maybe more raft type items for traveling around. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that away. There we go. Actually, I'm going to take a couple stacks of these. We're just going to add them as firewood to keep the fire going. There we go. Get a few more hours on it. Yeah, we're about 50% done. We might get a second batch of meat smoking. Let's not fight that coyote. That's an actual wolf. Let's not fight him either. They are prowling around at night. Gonna have to wait for them to move so I can split the difference here. Because I can't run when I'm carrying the trunk. Okay, the wolf's moved off nicely. So we'll get back. There we go. Managed to slide between the two of them. Alright. Gonna have to add a little bit more fuel to the fire, I think, to keep it burning all night. Come on. There we go. Let's build it. There we go. The main thing is we don't want this thing drifting off. It's part of the reason I built this sort of like little land spot here. It'll hopefully keep it from drifting away. But we'll find out. Alright. It's trying to drift away. So let's go grab our paddle real quick. See if we can't park this thing a little bit better. Come here. No, 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 no. Pilot. I like beach this thing. Oh, she's a little slow going upriver. Alright. There we go. That seems to have worked. There. We've gotten stuck on our fish trap. Perfect. Mission accomplished. Raft sort of secured. Alright, let's see here. How's this meat looking here? I don't think it's gonna make it. So what we'll do... Oh, there. That's not gonna let me put it down there. Okay. Actually, wait. Can I even cook this? No. It's interesting it'll let me add it here, but it won't let me cook it. It should. It honestly should. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our character to bed. And sleep till morning here. Sleep. There we go. Now this meat's gonna spoil. Alright, let's see what we've got here. We'll throw all this in the fire just to burn it, because we don't want to accidentally eat it or something. Yeah, and all that spoiled too. Didn't even process it in time. Alright. Well, say that be. As I say, here, what do we got here? Got some animal fat? I didn't realize I had so much animal fat. Hold on. Take these. Do something with this. There we go. We'll make some more candles. Really quick. Just because I don't want to waste the animal fat. Alright. There. Let's go check my plants, see how they're looking. That one's good. That one needs a little bit of fertilizer, but I think it just needs 10. So I'll just go ahead and give it 10. There we go. Add. It's good. Alright. Well, that one's happy. Alright, these guys up here. They're happy. And what about you? Other wild garlic? Also happy. There we go. Perfect. So, somewhere around here I think I've got some bone meal stored up, but we'll just throw it in here. There we go. What's that? That's a wolf. That wolf's going to be a problem. If he gets too close. Alright, so let's grab our tallow. And we're going to pour it into this mold. There we go. We'll put this back in here. We'll just do a couple more. Pick that up. Let's see here. Good news is, these candles make quickly. And they don't take much. And that'll let us use up this fat for something. Which is going to be important later on. Because we can use it as both light sources. We can also use it to do some basic alchemy kind of a thing. Now, I don't have the resources to do the alchemy part just yet, but we're going to work on it. And that'll be important in the kind of the next steps of the quest, by the way. Because I've done this part of the quest before, so there we go. I'll probably take roasted animal fat with me and just see if I can sell it to the, yeah, I can sell it. We'll just sell it to these, lovely, what do you call them? Survivors. There we go. Good. See, now it'll let me sack it. Alright, cool. There we go. Get my whack, or get my tallow. Pour the tallow in there. Beautiful. Alright, throw this back in here just for now. Nice. How much are these candles worth? Oh, these candles are worth like 10 apiece. Note to self. Candles may be worth making and selling. Because they also don't go bad. I'm going to take that fat with me just to sell it. Don't need any of that. Leave the bone meal. Sort all of that. Leave dandelions and the candle wicks. Why is that not sorting? My sorting command is not working. Alright. Well, you know. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong one. That's fine. Okay. Is that looking... Alright. I think we're as good as we're going to get. Cool. Let's grab our raft, which has floated off. Raft? Where'd you go, raft? It went downriver. Okay, raft is moving on downriver without us. Let's try not to fight the wolf here while we try to catch up to our raft. I did all this to make my life easier. Raft decided to abandon me. Where are you, Raft? There it is. Yeah, Raft is making a run for it. There we go. Alright, so map-wise, we kind of need to head down to this lake. Alright, so let's head down to that lake. There's so much clay along this riverbed. Alright. See, that's going to be a problem up there. And we're heading right towards it, too. So let's go ahead and pull off here. Oh good, the raft is staying, it looks like. Alright, so let's put our spear in hand. There we go. And work our way around this, because we're on the right side of the landscape anyways. And part of the reason I don't want to go through that is I don't really want to have to use too much of my anti-blight soup right now. Let's see here where we're at map-wise. I kind of actually need to be... Well, this has not worked out the way I wanted. So we'll have to go around on the other side. We'll have to cross the river. So that we don't just go through that giant blight cloud of doom. I mean, the good news is it's kind of shallow here, so it's not too hard to cross. basically, so back in that Blight cloud, as we get closer here, you'll see that there's going to be like buildings and stuff in there. Because we're basically on the outskirts of a town. Matter of fact, I think if we get over here, you might be able to see some of them. Maybe. Yeah. A little hard to see in there. Now, this is basically what's happened to every town in the game. It's been overrun by this stuff. You don't want to get into it, because you will start getting blighted really quickly. And long-term blight exposure is really bad for you. I mean, the good news is we're getting around it. Oh, that boar startled me. I was like, oh god, did I just run into a bear? No, thank goodness. Alright, that's the other problem with these forests, is you have to be really careful going through them like this. Alright, now the good news is, looks like we ought to be able to cut over here and get to the road. And that'll make traveling much easier. This also makes me think it might be good long-term to move our base camp down in this area. Like, there's the road. Goes into town. Alright. So let's go down this way. Actually, we should stop and eat a little bit of food here real quick. Go. Unfortunately, this stuff is slightly contaminated. No. It's so minor that it's not really a big deal. There we go. I'm just going to eat that handful of pine nuts. There we go. Let's go ahead and sort this. Nice. Alright. We'll keep working our way here. I'm going to grab some of these small stones, just in case I need to build a campfire or something. You can see the blight is actually spread into the road here. And we're not even near any villages or anything. And so that's one of the things about this game, is long term, the blight will start to spread. And so you've got to figure out what you're going to do about that. Now, currently, there's nothing you can do about it on a permanent level. That part of the game is not in game yet. That'll come when he finishes, when the developer, because it's single dev. This is solo dev, by the way. When he finishes his design work on the game and all that, in theory, there'll be a way to manage the blight and whatnot in a more long-term, semi-permanent solution. But again, he wants to finish making sure all the mechanics are set up for the game before he finishes the storyline. But right now, your option, after you kind of complete what's in the storyline, is you can keep surviving as long as you can and just do the best you can. Or, if you go off the map, so here's the map, if you actually leave the map, the blight doesn't spread out there off the map. As a kind of like workaround here. Alright, so we've got some people over there. So what we'll do is we'll probably come down here past this little lake area and cross over. Actually, this might not be a bad place to consider setting up camp here, because we've been next to the lake. It's pretty flat, which is actually really nice. We're next to a survivor camp that we can go and talk to and trade with. We're also next to the story folks, and we're not too far from other resources we want, like this iron, that cave. So this actually might be a good area to consider settling in. So I think we'll do that in one of the next episodes. Is we'll move our camp down here to be in a little better location. All right, is this where I want to cross? No, I want to keep going. I want to go around this lake here. Go. What do we got up here? Looks like we got another big blight spot here, but it's out in the lake. Slash on the water. Oh, that's going to be a real problem. But we're going to go around it. Now, I do know one of the things you eventually get will let you clear up, like, smaller blight spots. Like, you could clear out, like, that little area there. I've never gotten to that part of the story. But I do know it's a thing you do eventually get. Alright, where are we at? Yeah, we'll just follow the road around. There we go. And these paths right here are actually good for making, like, carts. Because you can actually make, like, wheelbarrows and carts that you can use to haul large amounts of resources around. Which is the other reason it'd be good to settle down in this area, I think. Because that'll give us easier transportation of large resources like trees and trunks and stuff. Alright. So we basically want to go straight here. Yep, straight across here. That's basically where we want to go. There we go. We'll just cross the river. I think it's kind of narrow up here, so across here we'll bend. Now, the good news is we're not carrying anything that's going to rust on us. Yeah. Now, where are those survivors? Alright. Should be just north of them. You can see the swamp over there. Don't really want to fight you right now, Coyote. Like, could I take you? Yes. Do I want to fight you? No. Looking for the survivors' campfire. I remember these guys. They were over here. There's a rabbit. It should be, like, right on top of them. Did they move? No. They're just saying their campfire's out. Why is your campfire out? Alright. Have you heard about the followers of Divine Fang? Sounds like a cult to me. Alright. Trade? Oh, your food is all, like, spoiled. Oh, good lord. I'm gonna sell you all of this animal fat, and how about, you know... you don't actually want the animal fat. Let's see here. Split item. I'll take 12 of your pennies. There we go. Offer. There you go. You got some food now. What about you? Greetings. Trade? What about you? Wow. Okay, this guy's in a real bad situation here. Here, have some animal fat that you apparently don't want. And have a couple of pieces of meat. There we go. That's 3. Let me split off 3 more pennies here. There we go. There we go. Now you've got some food. Alright. Y'all feeling better now? There. And if you pick up, like, these spears and stuff they've got laying around, they will get mad, apparently. Alright, so we need to go down to the swamp here that they're living next to. Before we do that, we need to apply some bug repellent to ourselves. Alright. There we are. That'll keep the bugs off of us. So. And now, we need to get down here into the swamp. I'm going to try and avoid walking through too many of the blight clouds themselves. What we're looking for is this slime stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to equip our bag here. And now, in theory, so you can see we're really gaining stuff. Good. So with it in our offhand, it's putting the slime directly into that pouch, which is what we wanted. Because you do not want that stuff in your inventory. And I'll show you why. Now we got to get out of that. Whew, that stuff was bad news. Look at that. Like, we are at 45 blight. Oh god. Okay, we want to drop that. So now all this food's like contaminated. So it will contaminate anything in the same bag as it. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this back on our belt here. Put that back in the belt slot, put this in the offhand. Let's fill up our clay bowl. And we'll just do like... Let's do 150. I don't want to do too much here. There we go. Because that's still going to do like 50 health damage to us. Drink all that. There we go. Sort that. And see, like, all this food's now contaminated. We're basically going to have to work on that. And that's why you need this small bag. Let's see how that does. As far as getting our blight back under control. Now, where we need to go is up here to this cave, which we're going to go work on. Because if you notice now, we're blighted. You know, our hunger and our thirst all gets worse much faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to forage a bit on the way. Because if we can get some more blueberries... I'm definitely thinking this is going to be a much better place to live long term. And down in this whole area here. There's a rabbit. But we don't want to go into the swamp too much, obviously. Yeah, see, we're already down to 37 instead of like 50% blight. Like, that blight was really bad. So we gotta keep going this way here. That's why you gotta be careful with being those blight clouds. Now, eventually you make, like, you can get stronger curatives. But you can also see this is, like, wrecking our health as well. That's the disadvantage of the blight cure-all. It kills the blight and it hurts you, too. So. And part of the reason I'm grabbing the blueberries is basically that'll give us an extra source of water and food that we can use. We're going to need more of these red-spotted mushrooms, too, here in the long run. But I just want to get over there to these NPCs really quick and complete that part of the story. And let's see here. We still got, like, 26 minutes in game on our blight curative here. It's gonna help, but let's see, how are we doing on stuff here? Yep. I should have paid attention to see how much I was getting, because I didn't really want my food getting blighted. Or contaminated, I should say. Grab some more blueberries here. Yep. You notice we get a lot faster harvesting these blueberries and stuff as our foraging skill gets higher. We also get more, in case you're wondering. Get a chance to do like double foraging and stuff. We're down to 27. We still got like 16 minutes, so we're still going to lose like 8 more blight. So we'll be down to like, something. Just under 20, I think. Alright, how are we doing? Yeah, we're getting closer. So their cave should be up this way somewhere. Alright. So we'll just kind of jog this way here. Now we gotta be on the lookout for a cave. Still got a little ways to go. What's happened here? My character has disappeared from the world. I'm now invisible.
What? You're invisible?
Yeah, I think I'm having a graphics glitch there, bud. My son... Okay, there we go. Now we've reappeared. Nope. That was weird.
It's like that film
Son.
was invisible.
Alright, there we go. So certain angles are fine. Behind him, bad. In front of him, good. Behind him, bad. We definitely got some weird sort of graphical glitch here. Hilarious. Alright. Is this a... No, that's just a big rock. For a second I was like, is this a giant cave next to their cave? No. Okay, but this is their cave here. Where they have some mushrooms and some rocks and... Oh, they have tin in here. Some bones. Now, this is the followers of the Divine Flame, so there's Elric, so we can talk to him. Okay, have a look, and we give him... Alright, so I think... not yet. Alright, leave. I think I have to, like, put this in my offhand. There we go. Now I can talk to him. Alright, take a look. Yes. What is going on here? Okay. Why is it not working here? Oh no, it did. No, it's giving it to him. What is going on with my stuff? Maybe it needs to be in this hand? Okay. Yeah, he's taking it. So something is going on there. It is definitely confused. Oh, Matt. Alright, so that guy wants to talk. Oh, they have regular here. Oh, that's good. So this is a material you have to find. Can't use their fire pit, though. That's interesting. But yeah, these guys, they just live in this cave. I'm not sure what's going on with my game. It is apparently having a moment. So let's call it there, but that's the quest. We've gone and we've delivered the stuff. We had some graphical glitches, and we're going to call it there. So thank you all for joining me. This has been Talon McRom playing a bit more Blight, The Last Plague, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Thank you all so much.